Hello, Mr. Angus Wangus here for a short video. Exotic battery thoughts. I've had this idea for a while, but wanted to make this video for a long time, so today's the day. First, I've had a lot of chemistry classes, way too many. A chemistry degree. Now, I haven't had any practice with chemistry or things like that for 20 years. But, you know, I still think that way when I look at things. In a way, a lot of times. But about a year ago, I mentioned this idea to a friend when we were Skyping. I had the idea a little previous to that. I've been meaning to make a video of this for a long time. Just to throw the idea out there, that's all. Just to stimulate thought. Maybe someone could expand on the thought, you know, whatever. So here's the vid. Now, you know, we're all familiar with batteries. We use them in our lives every day. Some of us more than others. Some of us take them apart and charge them in funky ways and stuff like that. But we're all familiar with batteries and we use them every day in our everyday lives. But a thought that I had, now here's the periodic table of elements. Now this is our way, science's way of organizing all the elements that we have in our universe, our world, right? It's always been interesting to me, this grouping of elements, right? Because I guess they're all made of the same three constituents, right? The neutron, the proton, and the electron. They're just in different numbers and different configurations. They're electron shells. Well, that's that's the theory. I guess just here's a warped tangent. Just to throw this in there. I don't want this video to be about this, but just to say along with that, the standard model of the atom, I sort of don't think maybe it's not like that. I have a hunch that the proton orbits the neutron just like the electron, which kind of jives with Lee Skellnan and Russell and Keely and all the rest of the marginalized scientists from the past. But anyways, just want to throw that in there, a little tidbit of where my brain goes. But we have this periodic table, and this is how we organize these elements as we know science, right? Now there's another periodic table which I like better. It's Walter Russell's periodic table, and you can Google that, Walter Russell's periodic table, and you'll find exactly this and lots more about this. This makes far more sense to me, but very interesting, and how it's related to music and vibrations and frequencies, right? These guys will tell you that when you peel the layers of the onion back, there's nothing there, right? Materialism is an illusion, right, of sorts. It's our perception, right? But that's, again, another huge tangent. But this makes more sense to me, and I just wanted to show that. But back to this periodic table. I was looking at the this periodic table here. I have a little prop. There we go. So in the past, I was looking at this periodic table and realized or noticed, you know, considering batteries, I was looking at the metals. These blue ones are the transition metals. And some of them have some cool characteristics, unlike others, you know, iron and copper being two that come to mind right away. But what I sort of did in my mind when I was looking at this, what I was doing was looking at the table and considering these elements in this area right here, and the importance of them to us, and uses different ways, different thoughts about gold and mercury actually. But I had a kind of a realization where my mind drew this line between column 11 and 12 here, and I started thinking about batteries when I did that, when my brain did that, and realized that, you know, the most common elements here that we make batteries with are at the top. And again, realized that up here, the energy of these atoms, all of them, are increasing as you go this way in the table, right? So as you go down, we're increasing energy states. So I realized that copper and zinc are right up here at the top, and this is the most common, the two most common elements that we make batteries with. And if we consider how batteries are made, we have the two elements here, right? With the separator, and this gives us voltage without going into that too deep. So the most common are copper and zinc, right? And then I noticed that, you know, another stronger battery that we make is a nickel cadmium, right? And again, they're just on either side of this line between the two columns. Now, considering lead over here, we make lead acid batteries, maybe the most common type, right? Using two different ions of lead, right? So again, it's two separate ions of the same element, so they're very close in energy states, right? As these two elements will be, right? Any that are close to each other. So realizing that nickel and cadmium are just separated a little bit, and gives us a stronger battery. Cadmium's a higher energy state, right? It got my brain thinking, and this is what I want to throw out there. I'm really wondering now, or you know, was and still am, what a silver cadmium battery would do, right? It's even a little higher energy state than our nickel. Or other combinations, right? Silver cadmium, silver mercury, gold cadmium, gold mercury, right? These would be cool batteries to experiment with and see if they get stronger, just like the nickel cadmium did. Now, there is a impracticality here that I realize right away, hopefully just like everyone else does, in that these elements are expensive, right? And if you were to make a battery the size of a lead acid battery, you know, using these elements, it would become very expensive very quickly, right? And palladium's here and platinum's here, you know, similarly under the nickel, in the nickel column, column 10. The different combinations would be very interesting, and I'm wondering if the amp hour rating of a battery like this would be higher, much higher, just like the nickel cadmium is. But, you know, I wanted to throw that out there. I thought if anyone has a pile of gold laying around and mercury or silver that they want to melt down and make plates out of, I'd love to see that video. Right? Doubt if that's going to happen, right? Obviously. But it gets me thinking as to why these metals are so valuable, right? Why? Now I realize that we use a lot of these metals in our technologies these days, right? But that doesn't really, and that would make them expensive, right? Or a demand for them. But a lot of these metals have been similarly expensive throughout history for millennium. You know, relatively, you know, in relatively speaking, in money terms, they've always held the same value. You know, very expensive, I guess is what I'm saying, right? It makes me wonder why. You know, why? Why was gold so valuable? They didn't have the technology to use these things in. Gold and silver are the best conductors of electricity, right? Now, you know, there's the Baghdad battery, and the Pyramid of Giza, you know, is obviously an energy, it's a capacitor, actually. There are thoughts on that where you could imagine why they would be so expensive, but other thoughts too, you know. I think about the thought of monatomic gold. Maybe some of you guys have looked into that. If not, type it into YouTube, you'll find stuff. Monatomic gold. Manna, the Bible speaks of. Some people relate manna, the manna from the Old Testament, to this monatomic gold and the benefits, health benefits and things like that from that. Extreme health benefits, maybe. And another thought that comes to mind when I think of these things is the philosopher's stone, right? Maybe considered to be mercury or gold, or that process. You know, people consider that. And I know I've looked into these thoughts lots, you know, and I know there are other considerations for the philosopher's stone or manna or monatomic gold and these things, but just throwing those ideas out there. But wanted to throw this idea out there, and perhaps this goes along with why these things are so expensive as well, you know. And maybe just to throw in there, I made a silver colloid apparatus, you know, so I could make silver colloid myself. That was a few years ago, and I went to a jeweler's house. She worked out of her house and made her own jewelry and sold it and stuff like that. She sold me some silver. But she suffered from rheumatoid arthritis, and which debilitated her to the point where she couldn't work anymore. And she went to school for this gemology or jewelry making trade, and got to working with that and working with gold leaf, which, you know, she described to me, it basically dissolves into your skin, you know, the gold leaf and those things like that. But she said since she started working with those elements, her rheumatoid arthritis symptoms went away, and she didn't have the pain and suffering, right? Very, very interesting to me, I guess. That's why I threw that in there. But these thoughts here with the higher energy state batteries in these columns 11 and 12 of the periodic table, very interesting thought to me. Just wanted to throw that out there. Maybe someone could expand on that and share a thought that gets me going in a direction with that too. In my mind, I don't really foresee myself accumulating enough gold or silver to do anything. Now I could pull my fillings out, my old fillings, I guess, and collect some mercury, filter my blood out. I have mercury poisoning. But you know, I don't foresee that. But anyways, wanted to throw the idea out there, and interested in seeing other people's thoughts on that. Maybe some sort of tangents we can go down too. There you go. Just wanted to throw that out there on a Sunday morning. And I'm working at my wheel. I don't want to lift the camera to show you because my dirty dish pile over there will be in view. Don't really want to do that. But I'm working on that, and I'll have a video of my wheel soon. I have a whole new apparatus to be able to handle that weight, so I've been working at that. But there you go. Wanted to share that idea. Let me know what you think. You know, yay, nay, hooray. There you go. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.